the Scroll Stopping Social Suite batching system, I am going to take you through the system and show you what's inside so that you know how to navigate and work with this so that you can shortcut and save time in content creation even more. So you'll see here that I've got a few different categories. I've got the primary image, secondary image, hook, subheading, so on and so forth. Now, these are all here for you to customize how you want to use them. You may have a different system already in place, or you may like the idea of being able to say, okay, well, this particular idea number 3, is going on Instagram, and this one is going on LinkedIn, etc. Now, you do not have to use this whole section here, but I have added it into it in case it is helpful for you. The main section that we need is basically the columns A to F, and this is what's going to be implemented into Canva so that it batches it for you. Now, you'll see here I've got 2 columns for primary and secondary image. If you've got a particular template in mind that uses more than that, you could definitely go ahead and just add more columns and do a tertiary image, etc. I've also got a space for a hook. So in this particular example that I've got preloaded here, I'm going to do batch a few posts for this imaginary business that is a wedding supplier that has a team of hairstylists, photographers, makeup artists, etc. And I want to introduce them to my audience on Instagram. So I've got different hooks here, and then I've got different subheadings and body copy. So everything is literally just copy and paste. You can obviously switch out images from your, uploads, just move something across if you want to use a different type of image. So it is completely customizable. And yeah, if you already know how to use Canva, this is just going to be easy peasy. So I've also added a call to action if you want to add one. In this particular case, I don't, but it might be a column that you use down the line. So as you keep using this, you'll be able to customize it and add more things as needed. And if you don't use all of these, that's okay. You may decide that in another post that you create, you only need 1 image, or you don't need a subheading. You can still have them here. And so when you create your next piece, you might decide to put 1 image into here and then have a subheading of some sort and leave it at that. It's completely up to you. It's very customizable. So now what I would be doing here is making sure that I have all of the information within the batching system document. This is a Canva sheet that you can find in Canva and access at any time. So just like you can access your designs, you would just go in and tweak this as well. And you want to start off with this filled before you go and batch create. Now we'll head over to the template so you can see how it's done. To the templates, and I'm essentially just selecting the one that I want. So I've chosen this one. This way that I'm showing you is going to work for a Canva free account versus a Canva Pro. You can still do this on Pro, obviously, but there are other methods that are a bit quicker on Pro because of the added features that you get. So now that I've figured out which one I want to use, I'm actually going to go ahead and make a copy. Now, I do this so that I'm not working off the original and then I can't use the original again down the line. But at the end of this tutorial, I will show you how I would do it with a Pro account as well. Whatever method you choose, we just want to copy it so that we're not, ruining the original template. But if you do, by chance, forget and you go ahead and do it on the original template, you can just go back to the link that you would have received when purchasing and you'll be able to download another version of this. So that's not a problem at all. So I want to keep number 34, but before I do that, I need to make all the tweaks to the design that I want. This is great. It could work as it is, but I actually think I want to add some sort of heading so that I can add the person's name. So let's just call let's just put this here. I might move that a little bit lower. I might make this a bit bigger so it fits everything. So tweak it as you need, and then you can, delete the rest. So I just find it easy to do it this way. Then I have everything on hand and I'm not trying to find things all over again. So because you can only have one page when you do this bulk create. So I think that's what I want to use. I've got everything I need here. So I'm going to go ahead and delete everything else. So we'll just highlight that and delete. Oops. I'm just holding down Shift to highlight everything, and then you're left with one, let's call it one slide. So once you've got that done, you essentially want to go across to your left bar and go to apps and just search bulk create. So that's that. And basically it's going to ask you to select a data source. Now you would have already completed the Google Sheet and made sure that that was up to date. So you'll find it on the side very quickly, but you can always search for it at the top. And it's going to give you, the different columns that it thinks you'll need. You can definitely go ahead and adjust it. I don't bother. I just leave it as it is because I'm just picking and choosing what I need for that particular design anyway. So once you've loaded it, it shows that you've got a few different fields. I just go ahead and right click or press Control click to connect data. So in this case, I want the primary image of the person to go in. So you can see that I've got a little example on the side there. So you know which, image fits in which column. And I'm going to add that in. And then I'm going to click on this next part here, do the same thing, connect data, and that's going to be my hook. And you can see on the left here, I've put the information under hook. And so that's going to go there. And then I'm going to connect this part here. And if you scroll down, you can choose the subheading, you can choose the body copy. In this particular case, I'm going to choose the subheading because it's got information loaded, but you do you. So subheading, and that part's all done. Basically, you just click continue. When you are done, it's going to show you all the different data that you get to switch it out for. And then it will say create, we actually don't need these parts. So I'm not sure why it showed those, but that's fine. We're going to create the 3 designs. So we go, yep, let's do it. And then it will create it and save it to your projects. So you're going to go ahead and view those designs. So now that that's loaded, you can see it's got all the information connected already. Obviously, if you had more body copy in there, you could definitely have more writing, and then you can go ahead and move things as needed. Maybe I didn't need to make this as big, and that's totally fine. You can, tweak it as needed. But that's pretty much it. That is how you go ahead and change your template using bulk create and using the batching system that I have given you in the Canva sheets. If you do decide you want to change the background image for whatever reason and you want it to be different for each one, so let's say I want to keep this for Sophia, but I want to change Janet's to a different one, and you go ahead and you right click or control click and you're not finding the connect field option, what you need to do is detach the image from the background. So it would look something like this. You just go ahead and reposition it. So let's put that there, and then you can either just click on here and send it to the back, or you can use the layers and move it around, or you can do it using your shortcut on your keyboard. It is Command and then the brackets. And then that way, when you go to Control and click, or just right click, you'll see the connect data. So then you can go ahead and do the secondary image, and then it'll do it for you. Here is a shortcut on how you isolate this one template. So if you if you go into the templates pack and just click on share and then brand template. Basically, you can go ahead and turn each unique design into its own template that you can pull from very easily. Share it with team if you want to, and you can, search for a particular folder that you want to put it in. I'm actually going to create one and call it Social Media Templates, The Creatrix Co. So move to new folder. And then it's gathered all of the different elements that's needed, and we go publish and close. Then once the brand template is done, you can share it with people or you can skip that link altogether. We are going to go back home and we're going to create a whole new post. So I'm going to open a new Instagram post, and then it's loaded this on the side under templates. You can see brand template. So you can just open it up. And then you'll see each template on its own, which is perfect for what we want to do. So I'm going to scroll down to find the template that I wanted to use, which is this one here. It is going to fill that up automatically. And then you can, again, go ahead and make the tweaks you need. If I wanted to steal, an element from something else and I knew exactly what I wanted, I could just go ahead and grab it, copy and paste it across, and I'm going to go ahead and delete that. So that's, one way you can do it. You can obviously just type it out as well. So same thing, you just go ahead and connect everything by going to apps and bulk create. If you've used the app already, you'll see it further down on your left bar, but if not, you can just search for it again. Click on the icon, click on Sheets, pull up that sheet that you have updated. If you really want, you can just go ahead and choose, let's go these columns. And you're just connecting everything again. So again, remember, detach image from the background. Just go ahead and resize it as needed. Move it to the back. So the same principles apply.